It's Mr. Jack Straw. It's Torture Week on the News Quiz.
Yeah.
We've got torture stories galore on this fun-loving sideways look at the world of human rights abuses. He's accused of signing off the rendition of Abdel Hakim Belhaj, who was a Libyan dissident who... This is the trouble. When you start trying to bomb the world into a shape that you like, all manner of hell ensues. Britain's been trying to subjugate Afghanistan since 1809. I know we're making progress, but if we haven't got the hang of the terrain so far, I think it's time to stop blaming the equipment, frankly. But Belhaj went over there to join the Mujahideen, and of course the Mujahideen were backed by the West, and Belhaj then tried to overthrow the dictatorship of Muammar Gaddafi, and at a certain point, Belhaj, he wanted to come here and claim asylum because he was being hunted down by Gaddafi, and we thought, no, better than you come here, we'll send you home to be tortured. So, you see, we should be glad that people want to come here and to our country, when you're considering what a miserable country it is. The fact that people are prepared to come to a country that broadcasts Bargain Hunt, which must be known about, you know. And MI6, a letter from MI6 on MI6 letter-headed paper was found in the ruins of Tripoli from someone called Mark Allen, who's the torture rep of MI6. And it was so Foreign Office. It was, my dear man, I am so utterly delighted and tumescent with pleasure to have rendered to you the absolutely beastly, frightful Belhaj. I hope you have a high old time torturing the bugger out of him. And Jackie Straw is looking a little bit in trouble because sources are saying to insiders who are saying to reporters he knew, and he says, I didn't.
But didn't he famously have his eyes laser surgeried? And maybe he doesn't see well. So maybe he thought he was signing his AA membership, and in fact, it was a paper saying you're going to cover this man in duct tape and fly him to a North African prison. And he had no idea. Do you remember he once met Robert Mugabe and shook his hand and said, how nice to meet you. And then he said afterwards, I'm sorry, it was a bit dark. I didn't know who it was.
I try not to be rude or annoyed by people being a bit incompetent. But it's like when a waiter forgets your order, you think, that is all you have to do, really. It's not like, I have a quest for you. You must find the singing ringing tree, which will lead you to the path of Gandor. If you're arrogant enough to think you have the right to tell other people what to do, which is what politicians are, then you ought to pay attention.
You ought to learn the faces.
If Jack Straw is found to have signed off his sending, in 6 years of torture in a Libyan prison, I think he should have to go to Tripoli in person and not only say he's sorry, but mean it. He should have to really mean it.
He's going to struggle to find the right card in Clinton's.
Yeah.
I don't think they do a sorry we help people torture you card.
No.
Sorry I did what I didn't oughta, which ended in your horrible torture.
Former Foreign Secretary Jack Straw is being sued by Abdel Hakim Belhaj, a Libyan military commander who alleges that Straw signed papers ordering his extraordinary rendition. Very quickly, extra point, if anybody knows who the former minister is that's been calling for the Freedom of Information Law to be rewritten, the very information law that we will use to get this information forward.
Oh.
It's Jack Straw. That's a point to me.